Today we will study about the new number system, complex number system. So it is the new thing for you. We have studied the number system up to the real number system. Actually, number system starts from natural number represented by n, then whole number, then integer, rational number, real number. Okay. So number system starts from natural number, counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. When we include 0 in that number, it becomes the set of whole number. After that, we have studied about the integers, then rational number, and then real numbers. See one example. If we have to solve x square plus 1 is equal to 0, can we solve this equation? It is a quadratic equation. It will have two roots because power of x is 2. So there will be two solutions. So how can we solve it? If we transpose 1 right side, we will get x square is equal to minus 1. We know that square of any real number cannot be negative. X square is always greater or equal to 0. It cannot be negative. So we cannot solve it for real values of x. Means we cannot get any real solution of this equation. Because square of any real number is always positive. It cannot be negative. So here we extend our real number system to a larger number system which is called complex number system. So real number system is extended here to a larger number system which is called complex number system, and this minus 1 is represented by a symbol. We can find x plus minus under root minus 1. X is equal to, we will take the square root of minus 1 plus minus under root minus 1. But we cannot take the real root of minus 1. So root minus 1 is represented by a symbol I, which is called iota. Root minus 1 is represented by a symbol I, which is called iota. I is a imaginary number. I is what? It is imaginary number. So we cannot get real solution of this equation, but we can get the imaginary solution of this equation. So how we can solve it? X is equal to plus minus root minus 1 is I. So plus minus I. Plus I and minus I. Two imaginary solutions of this equation x square plus 1 is equal to 0. So here real number is extended to the new number system that is called complex number system. How we can define a complex number system? How we can define a complex number? Complex number. We can define it a number of the type a plus ib, a number of the type a plus ib where a and b both belongs to the real number set. A number of the type a plus ib where a and b are real numbers is called a complex number. It's called a complex number. It is the standard form of complex number. Every real number is a complex number. So a real number is the subset of complex number. Every real number is a complex number. Suppose 2. 2 is a real number, 2 is a natural number, whole number, integer, rational number. 2 is also a complex number. We can express it 2 plus I into 0. If any number can be expressed in this form a plus ib, we can say it is a complex number. So if we take 2, 2 can be written 2 plus I into 0. So 2 is also a complex number. 0 is also a complex number. We can write 0 plus I into 0. So 0 is also a complex. So every real number is also a complex number. Complex number is of the form a plus ib and it is represented by the letter z. Complex number is denoted by the letter z. We can write the definition in the set builder form as C means set of complex number. Z such that z is equal to a plus ib. A and b both are real. Z set of complex number is such that z is equal to a plus ib, where a and b are real numbers. We can also write it like ordered pair AB, where AB belongs real number. So complex number we can express it in the form of ordered pair, where A is real and B is imaginary. A is real part of complex number, B is imaginary part of complex number. So A plus IB we can express it like this in the form of ordered pair. So A is the imaginary part, A is the real part and B is the imaginary part. So if any complex number z is given a plus ib, what is real part of z? REZ means real part of z. It is a, and imaginary part of z, it is b. So real part is a, imaginary part is b. Equality of two complex number. Equality of two complex numbers. Two complex number will be equal if their corresponding real part and imaginary parts are equal. Let z1 is equal to a1 plus I, or z1 is equal to a plus ib, z2 is equal to c plus id. There are two complex numbers. If they are equal, z1 will be equal to z2. If a is equal to c, means real part is equal to real part and imaginary part is equal to imaginary part. So two complex number will be equal if their real parts are equal and corresponding imaginary parts are equal. Next, how we can add, subtract and multiply the complex number. Addition, subtraction and multiplication of complex numbers. Let z1 is a plus ib, z2 is c plus id. There are two complex numbers, a plus ib and c plus id. How we can add it? When we will add two complex number, we will add the real part corresponding real part and corresponding imaginary part. So see, Z1 plus Z2, we will write like this: A plus IB plus C plus ID. Collect the real part A and C. So A plus C plus, and we will take I common. So in bracket we will get B plus D. So Z1 plus Z2 means what? A plus C plus I into B plus D. A plus C means sum of the real part and B plus D means sum of the imaginary part. So we will add the corresponding real part and the corresponding imaginary part. Similarly, we can subtract Z1 minus Z2. A plus IB minus C plus ID. So we will write it A plus IB minus C minus ID. Take the real part together. It will be A minus C and IB minus ID. Take I common, A minus C, and take I common, it will be B minus D. So we will subtract the real part and corresponding the imaginary part. So this is the subtraction of two complex number. See the multiplication, Z1 into Z2. A plus IB into C plus ID. A plus IB into C plus ID. So multiply it, A into C, AC, A into ID, we will write I into A into D plus IBC, IB into ID, I into I square, B into D, BD. AC, we know that I is equal to what? Root minus 1. So what will be I square? I square will be minus 1. So here we will put I square is equal to minus 1. So it will be minus BD. I square is minus 1. Plus we can take I common. So in bracket we will get AD plus BC. So AC minus BD plus I into AD plus BC, it is product of two complex number. Let us see one example. So Z1 into Z2, AC minus BD, I, AD plus BC. What was Z1? A plus IB. We can write in the ordered pair AB. Z2, C plus ID. So CD. And what is the product? Product is AC minus BD. Firstly multiply the real part and imaginary part, then subtract. AC minus BD. Multiply the real part and multiply the imaginary part, then subtract. Plus I into AD, real part of the first into imaginary part of the second. AD plus real part of the second into imaginary part of the first. BC. AD plus BC. So in this way you can learn the product of two complex number. See one example. Suppose Z1 is 2 plus 3I and Z2 is equal to 1 plus I. Z1 is equal to 2 plus 3I, Z2 is equal to 1 plus I. How we can multiply Z1 into Z2? Firstly we will multiply what? Real part to real part minus imaginary part to imaginary part. So real part is 2, real part is 1. So 2 into 1 minus Imaginary part is 3 here, imaginary part is 1 here. Coefficient of I will be the imaginary part. So 3 into 1. AC minus BD plus next real part of first into imaginary part of second. Real part of first is 2, imaginary part of first second is 1. So 2 into 1 plus real part of the second, that is 1, into imaginary part of the first. So 1 into 3 I. So 2 1 ja 2, 2 1 ja 2 minus 3 minus 1, and 2 1 ja 2, 3 1 ja 3, 3 plus 2 5, 5I. This is the product. So we will use this formula to find the product, or directly you can multiply to find the product. So this is the addition, subtraction and multiplication of complex numbers. Now we will see the division of complex number. Let one complex number Z1A plus IB, another Z2C plus ID. We have to divide Z1 by Z2. So Z1 upon Z2. Firstly we will write A plus IB divided by C plus ID. Now multiply both numerator and denominator by C minus ID. A plus IB into C minus ID upon C plus ID, C minus ID. So what is the product of these two complex number in the numerator? We know that one complex number is AB, another complex number is CD. How we can multiply? We will multiply the real part AC minus imaginary part BD plus I into real part of first into imaginary part of second, AD plus real part of second into imaginary part of the first, BC. So use this. So we will write here AC minus B into minus D, it will be minus BD, so it will become plus BD. A into C, real part product, B into minus D, minus BD, but here we have to write minus sign, so plus BD, plus I, AD plus BC, A into minus D, so it will be minus AD, plus BC, B into C, upon A plus B, A minus B. So we will write C square minus ID square. So AC plus BD plus I BC minus AD upon C square minus ID, we can write I square D square. So it will be AC plus BD plus I BC minus AD upon C square plus D square. Region I square is equal to minus 1. So I square is equal to minus 1. We will put minus sign here, minus into minus plus. So C square plus D square. So in this way we can divide two complex number. Next we will study the properties of addition and multiplication of complex numbers. Properties of addition of complex number, and here properties of multiplication of complex number. So first property, closure property, for both closure property. What is closure property? If we take any two elements from a given set and operate under given operation, and again we are getting the elements from the same set, it means closure property is satisfied there. So here if we take two complex number and add them, again we will get the complex number. If we take two complex number and multiply them, again we will get the complex number. It means addition of complex number is closed. Multiplication of complex number is closed. Why? Because product of two complex number is always a complex number. Sum of two complex number is always a complex number. So we can write addition of complex number is closed. Z1 and Z2, there are two complex number. C means set of complex number. So Z1 plus Z2 is also a complex number. So we can say that closure property satisfied in the set of complex number under addition. Similarly, if we take Z1, Z2 belongs complex number, this implies Z1 into Z2 also belongs to the set of complex number. So product of two complex number is always a complex number. So a multiplication of complex number is closed. Multiplication of complex numbers is closed because product of two complex number is again a complex number. Here sum of two complex number is again a complex number. So addition of complex number is closed and multiplication of complex number is also closed. Next property, commutative property. Next property, commutative property. What is commutative property? If we take two elements Z1, Z2 from the complex number set, then Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z2 plus Z1. Means if we interchange their order, the sum will be same. Similarly, if Z1, Z2 belongs to the set of complex number, then Z1 into Z2, it will be Z2 into Z1. So in any order, we can multiply the two complex number. So we can say that multiplication of complex number is commutative. Multiplication of complex number is commutative. And similarly here, addition of complex number is commutative. So two complex number can be added in any order. If we change the order, the sum remains same, product remains same. Next property is associative property. Is associative property. Associative property. So in associative property, we will take three elements from the complex number set. Z1, Z2, Z3 belongs to the complex number. Then Z1 plus Z2 in bracket plus Z3. It will be equal to Z1 plus in bracket Z2 plus Z3. Firstly, we are adding here Z1 and Z2, then Z3. In the next step, firstly adding Z2 plus Z3 in Z1. So this property is called associative property. So if we take three elements from the complex number, we can add them in any order. Result remains same. So we can say that addition of complex number is associative. Addition of complex number is associative. Similarly here, multiplication, firstly multiply Z1 into Z2, then Z3. Take Z1 outside and multiply Z2 into Z3 first. So firstly we are multiplying Z1 and Z2, then Z3. Next step, Z1 multiplied by Z2 into Z3. Both sides will give the same result. So multiplication of complex number is associative. Multiplication of complex number is associative. So it is the third property. Addition and multiplication of complex number is associative. Let us see the next property, existence of identity. Existence of identity. Property number 4, existence of additive identity. Existence of multiplicative identity. Existence of additive identity. What is additive identity? Additive identity is that complex number which when added to any given complex number gives the same complex number. So we know that when 0 is added to any complex number, we will get the same complex number. So 0 is the additive identity here. So let Z is equal to A plus IB. Then Z plus 0 means A plus IB, and 0 can be written 0 plus I0. 0 is also a complex number here. So if we add Z0 into Z, what we will get? A plus IB, 0 plus I0. So A plus 0 plus I and B plus 0. So we will again get A plus IB means Z. So when we add 0 plus I0 to any complex number, we get the same complex number. It means 0 plus I0 is called additive identity in the set of complex number. So therefore 0 plus I0, 0 plus I0 means 0 is additive identity. Is additive identity. Similarly, in case of multiplication, what is the multiplicative identity? Multiplicative identity is that complex number which when multiplied to any given complex number gives the same complex number. So if we take, let Z is equal to A plus IB, then Z plus 1, no, Z into 1, Z into 1. 1 is also a complex number. We can write it like this: A plus IB into 1 means 1 plus I0. If we multiply any complex number Z by 1, 1 means 1 plus I0, what we will get? A into 1, A. A into I0, it will come 0. IB into 1, IB. IB into 0, 0 will come. So again we are getting the same complex number Z. So when we multiply a complex number by 1, 1 means 1 plus I0, we get the same complex number. It means this one is called multiplicative identity. So here 1 means 1 plus I0 is called multiplicative identity. So additive identity is 0 and multiplicative identity is 1. Next property, additive inverse and multiplicative inverse. look at existence of additive inverse, existence of multiplicative inverse. What is the meaning of additive inverse? Additive inverse of any complex number is that complex number which when added to the given complex number gives additive identity. Listen again. Additive inverse of any complex number is that number which when added to a given complex number gives the additive identity. Additive identity means 0. Similarly, multiplicative inverse of any complex number is that complex number which when multiplied to the given complex number gives the multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity means 1. So, for z is equal to a plus ib, for z is equal to a plus ib, minus z means negative of that complex number. Minus z is additive inverse. For z is equal to a plus ib, minus z is additive inverse of z. Why? We can add z plus minus z. Z means a plus ib, minus z means what? Minus a minus ib. So we can get what? 0. 0 means additive identity. 0 plus I0. Additive identity. So when we add minus z to z, we get the additive identity 0. It means additive inverse of z is minus z and additive inverse of minus z is plus z. So both are additive inverse of each other. Z plus minus z, we will get 0. 0 means additive identity. So if we add two complex number and result is coming the additive identity, it means both are additive inverse of each other. Similarly, in multiplicative inverse, for every non-zero complex number, z a plus ib, 1 by z is multiplicative identity. No, multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse of z. So for every non-zero complex number, z is non-zero complex number, then 1 by z is called its multiplicative inverse. Why? Because if we multiply z by 1 by z, we will get what? 1. Z cancel, we will get 1. 1 means multiplicative identity. So if z is equal to a plus ib, then 1 by z is its multiplicative identity. Multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse. So if z is equal to a plus ib, then 1 by z means reciprocal of z. Z is a non-zero complex number. 1 by z is its multiplicative inverse. So multiplicative inverse of any non-zero complex number is the reciprocal of that complex number. So see what will be 1 by z. 1 by z means 1 upon a plus ib. We can multiply numerator and denominator by a minus ib. So a plus ib into a minus ib. A minus ib upon, in one bracket a plus b, in another bracket a minus b. It will be a square minus b square. So a square minus I square b square. 1 by z is equal to a minus ib upon a square. I square value is minus 1. So minus into minus plus b square. since I square is equal to minus 1. So 1 by z can be written as a upon a square plus b square minus I into b upon a square plus b square. So for z is equal to a plus ib, its multiplicative inverse 1 by z is this a upon a square plus b square minus I into b upon a square plus b. Multiplication is distributive over addition. Multiplication is distributive over addition. Means z1 into z2 plus z3, we can write it z1 into z2 plus z1 into z3. So this multiplication distributes over addition, z1 into z2 plus z1 into z3 we can write. So these are the properties of addition and multiplication of complex numbers. Next topic, powers of I. Powers of I. We know that I is an imaginary number. It is called iota. I is root minus 1. We represent root minus 1 by the symbol I. What will be I square? It will be minus 1. I cube. I cube will be I square into I. I square is minus 1 into I. So it is minus I. I cube is minus I. Next, I to the power 4. I to the power 4 means I square into I square. I square minus 1 into minus 1. So it will be plus 1. Similarly, we can take I to the power 8. I to the power 8 we can write I to the power 4 whole square. And value of I to the power 4 is 1. So 1 square it is 1. If we take I to the power 12, we can write I 4 cube. 4 3 is 12. I to the power 4 is 1. 1 cube is 1. So what we see that if power is the multiple of 4, its value comes 1. We can take I to the power minus 4. So we can write it 1 upon I to the power 4. I to the power 4 1. So 1. So when power of I is the multiple of 4, its value will be 1. So we can write here if I to the power 4k, I to the power 4k is equal to 1, where k is any integer. I to the power 4k is equal to 1, where k may be any integer. If k is 1, I to the power 4, k is 2, I to the power 8, k is 3, I to the power 12. We can take the negative integer also. So if power of I is the multiple of 4, then its value will be 1 upon I. What will be the value of 1 upon I? Multiply both numerator and denominator by I. So I upon I into I square. I square value is minus 1. So it will be minus I. 1 upon I means minus I. So we have to remember it. I to the power 4k is equal to 1, where k is any integer. Next, so note this point. If a greater than 0, b greater than 0 means both are positive, then root a into root b, we can write root inside the root a into b. Square root of a into b. It is also true. It is also true if a greater than 0, b less than 0. Means a is positive, b is negative. And a less than 0, b greater than 0. But if a less than 0, b less than 0, if both are negative, root a into root b is equal to under root ab if either of both is positive, either a positive or b positive or both positive. But if both are negative, if a less than 0, b less than 0, then root a into root b is not equal to root ab. If both are negative, a less than 0, b less than 0, we can't write root a into root b is equal to root ab. Reason, see the explanation. Root minus 1 into root minus 1. If we write by this rule, minus 1 into minus 1. Root minus 1 into root minus 1, here a and b both are negative. According to this rule, we can write root minus 1 into minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1 plus 1, and its value will be 1. But what is root minus 1? It is I. This is I. So I into I, 1. I into I is I square. I square is 1. But we know that I square is minus 1. So we are getting minus 1 is equal to 1, means wrong result. So we cannot write root a into root b is equal to root ab if both are negative. So we can see with this explanation, here it is coming I square is equal to 1, I square minus 1, so minus 1 is equal to 1, which is not possible. It means we cannot write root minus 1 into root minus 1 is equal to under root minus 1 into minus 1. So it is true only when if either of both is positive. If any one of both is positive, either a positive or b positive or both positive. Now we will see some questions from the exercise. See exercise 5.1, question number 1. I have taken 3 parts from this question. First is root minus 9 into root minus 4. We have to evaluate it. Find the value of this. So we cannot write it like this. Minus 9 into minus 4. We cannot write like this. Why? Both are negative. A and B both are negative. So we cannot multiply both inside a single root. So how we will do it? We can write it root 9 into root minus 1 into root 4 into root minus 1. Root 9 into root minus 1, root 4 into root minus 1. Square root of 9 is 3, root minus 1 is I. Square root of 4 is 2, root minus 1 is I. 3 into 2, 6, I into I square. 6 into minus 1, so minus 6. This is answer. Similarly, this one, we can write it root 25 into root minus 1. And square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 25 is 5. Root minus 1 is I into 4. 5 into 4, 20. It is 25. So in this way we can simplify it. See the last part, fifth one. Again we can write root 16 into root minus 1 plus 3 into root 25 into root minus 1 plus root 36 into root minus 1 minus root 625 into root minus 1. Square root of 16, 4. Root minus 1 is I plus 3 square root of 25 5i plus 36 square root 6i minus 625 square root 25i 6i plus 4i 10i 4i plus 6i 10 plus 5 3 are 15i minus 25 15 plus 10 25i minus 25i 25i minus 25i 0. So it was question number first. We will see some more questions. See question number 3. It is given z square is equal to minus I. Then it is true that z is equal to plus minus 1 plus 2i. Z is equal to plus minus 1. Wait, it is not. Z is equal to plus minus 1 by root 2 1 minus I. This is the question. So if z square is equal to minus y, then we have to check it is true z is equal to plus minus 1 by root 2 into 1 minus I. So when it will be true, if it will satisfy this equation, then it will be true. So squaring on both sides. Squaring, we will get z square and plus minus 1 by root 2 1 minus I whole square. Square of plus minus is always plus. 1 by root 2 square is 1 by 2 1 minus I square. Use here a minus b whole square identity. A is 1, b is I, so 1 plus I square minus 2ab minus 2i 1 by 2. I square value is minus 1. We know that I square is minus 1. So minus 1 plus 1 cancel. 1 by 2 into minus 2i. 2 cancel. Minus I. So z square is equal to minus I. Means value of this z satisfy the above equation. It means z is equal to plus minus 1 by root 2 1 minus I is true. So therefore z is equal to plus minus 1 by root 2 1 minus I, it is true. See fifth, if I is equal to root minus 1, then show that this is equal to this. So take left hand side x plus 1 plus I and x plus 1 minus x plus 1 suppose a, I is b, x plus 1 suppose a, I is b. So we see that here a plus b and a minus b. We know that a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. So we can write x plus 1 whole square minus I square. Take x plus 1 together a and I b. So it will become a plus b and here a minus b. Product will be a square. A square means x plus 1 square minus b square. Use a plus b whole square. X square, 1 square is 1 plus 2x. I square is minus 1. So x square plus 1 plus 2x minus minus plus 1. X square plus 2x plus 2 RHS. So we have to prove this result. So it was question number 3 and question number 5. One more question, last question I will take. Question number 6, first part. Question number 6. Find x and y if this is given. So it is complex number, right side is also complex number. Two complex numbers are equal. I have already told you, if two complex numbers are equal, then their corresponding real parts will be equal and imaginary parts will be equal separately. So what is the real part here? 2y. Here real part 5. So we can write 2y is equal to 5 and imaginary part means coefficient of I, 3x minus y. And here coefficient of I, minus 2. So we will equate real part to real part, imaginary part to imaginary part. From here we will get y is equal to 5 by 2. Put the value of y in this equation. So 3x minus 5 by 2 is equal to minus 2. 3x minus 2 transpose it plus 5 by 2. 2 into 2 minus 4 plus 5 by 2. 5 minus 4, 1 by 2. So 3x is equal to 1 by 2. What will be x? 1 by 2 into 3. X is equal to 1 by 6. So value of x will be 1 by 6. Value of y is 5 by 2. So we will compare real parts and imaginary parts from both the sides. So it was question number 6. Try to do some questions yourself. If any doubt, you can ask. Thank you, class.